What compliment do you still remember being given? About 4 to 5 years ago, a girl in my college class said I had nice pants. I looked at those pants like they were the cure for cancer after that day. A group of drunk girls in a bar gave me a hug because I smelled yummy and wanted to smell yummy too. I was in the drive-thru of McDonald's and the young lady working the window said I had beautiful eyes. This was 10 years ago and I'm still riding that one. Someone said I had a great personality when I felt like the most boring person in the planet. Made me feel so much more confident. A drunk woman at a bar was walking past me and stopped and said, "In case anyone hasn't told you, you look really good tonight." And then kept on walking. That was 3 to 4 years ago. Still makes me feel good when I think about it. I'm a 40-year-old woman who runs my own business. Due to the economic downturn, I picked up some part-time work at a grocery store. It's hard work, more than I'm used to as I usually sit at a computer all day. So I was leaving the store one day, walking to my car, completely worn out. A young college-aged gal was in her car at a stop sign as I was about to cross the road. Her window was down, and she looked at me and said, "You're adorable. I just want you to know how adorable you are." And then she drove off. Literally no comment has brightened my day more. I really needed that. When I was chilling at a festival, some dude came up to me out of nowhere like, "Hey listen, I hope I'm not being weird or something, but I saw you and had to come over and tell you I dig your style. You really nailed this look. It's really unique. I just thought you should know." And then he just left and I never saw him again. I'm 5 feet 2 inches and petite. I know it's average, but I've always felt small. In college, an acquaintance and I stood up after class. She looked at me and said, "I always forget how short you are, unincorporated. You have such a big presence. Whenever I feel small, I think of this and stand taller." In my early 20s, I went to a local coffee shop with some coworkers. Without warning, a very attractive young lady came up to me, said hi, shoved a piece of paper into my hand, and then walked out the door. The piece of paper had her name and phone number on it. Only one word was spoken, but it wasn't slightly overwhelming acknowledgement. A super cute guy working in a food truck took my order and said to the cook, "1 burger and fries for this beautiful girl right here." Then when he gave me my food, he said, "Here you go, darling," with a wink. Big swoon. Even if he was being nice, it really made an impression on my very insecure 24-year self. Lol. Some said, "Since you ended your relationship, you have a complete different aura than before," in a very positive way. "You are so much happier and you get people to like you, even if they know you will not." This made me so much stronger in my confidence. It was wonderful. I frequented a toy store in town when son was small. One day I learned the staff's nickname for me was Jessica Rabbit, which I took as a compliment. After I had gone into the gynecologist because I had some worries about my IUD being out of place, it wasn't, thank God. My doctor took a look at my x-ray/ultrasound and exclaimed, "You have such a beautiful uterus." I've never received such a strangely uplifting compliment and I'll never forget it. LMAO. I was playing a song I made up for the piano when I was like 10, and my new teacher walks in and asks where the sheet music is for it. I felt so proud. My Chinese, she was from China, came to US for grad school. Rumored told me I was better at using chopsticks than her. I think she just meant I use them in a more formal way, but I don't care. I was super thrilled anyway. I loved living with her. My wife telling me out of nowhere that I look better than I ever have. I'm 50 and she really meant it, so it really means a lot. Some girl told me I smelled good freshman year of high school during class. It came out of nowhere and made my day. Still remember it. Walking up to the stage at my graduation, I encountered a guy whose job was to stand there and say, "Congratulations, doctor." Over a decade later, I still feel warm and fuzzy thinking about that, even though I have no idea who that was. A guy on my committee said it first, right after my defense, but I was too shell-shocked to process it then. I was a teenager at the zoo, asked the ticket taker how much the ticket was. He said, "Free for you cause you're so cute." I couldn't make sense of what he said through the speaker, so I asked him to repeat it, and when he did I couldn't possibly believe that's true, so I laughed and said, "No really, how much is it?" My friends and I paid and were on our way. I'm dumb. My boyfriend in high school was always late for our dates, but would usually show up with flowers. When I called him out on it, he said he was late on purpose because I was beautiful when I was angry. Probably bullshit, but well played. When I was 5 I met a famous Polish sportsman at the airport, but I was too shy to say anything. When he was walking away he told his wife that I was a QTP. I remember how wholesome it felt to this day. I was 2 weeks into my first job in high school, and it was miserable. The manager's personal life was falling apart, and she was taking it out on us. Most of my coworkers wouldn't give me the time of day, plus I had to deal with everything that came with working fast food, dealing with horrible customers, etc. I was planning on quitting by the end of the week. One day I wore my hair to work a little bit different. I was growing out my bangs at the time, and I left them down instead of pinning them back, and the boy in the kitchen told me it looked pretty. I assumed he was just trying to be nice and thanked him. He went on and said, "No, seriously, I think the clips are super cute and all, but you really look great today." Kept me from quitting that job. That boy and I are talking about marriage now. A great aunt told me at roughly age 13 that I have great birthing hips, which my dad assured me was not intended as an insult. I'm now 28 and 9 months pregnant with my first, so we will soon see if she was right. At 17, a guy dashed out of a cafe, ran after me and said, "You are the most beautiful woman I have ever seen. Lol. You are so pretty." This compliment was flattering, but very sad for me. This came from my best friend's cousin who was very insecure, and I'd noticed she had been staring at me for about a solid 5 minutes before she spoke up. Her voice was so sad when she said it, and I hated myself for making her feel insecure when I know exactly that feeling. This girl on the bus in middle school stopped mid-sentence to tell me I had really pretty eyes. "Thanks Courtney, I will never forget you." In my latest mugshot picture in the description it said slim. Crush in school, the snowflakes in your hair looked like diamonds, or was it gems in general? I don't remember 100%. He didn't knew I liked him. He teased me a lot in school. Hot Spanish guy, doing lots of sport, very kind and funny. Me, silent bookworm, doing lots of sport, trying to stay under the radar. I told my best friend about that years after we left school. I noticed then he probably had a crush on me too. When I was 15 I was working the McDonald's drive-thru, and some guy told me he thinks my braces looks nice on me. He was a regular, and when my braces came off he was like, "Ah, bummer." It was the strangest compliment I've ever received. If you liked this video, smash the like button and subscribe for daily dose of Reddit. Have fun and get reddited.